okay, fam. So I don't even know how I feel after this ultrasound appointment. I kind of feel like I'm left with quite a bit of unknown. So went into the ultrasound, did my typical. He wanted to do more blood work to check my estrogen. My estradiol was 488, which is fine. It's in a good range. So they had me do an ultrasound, and so it was definitely uncomfortable. So I know that there are definitely follicles in my ovaries, because I could tell when he was like turning them towards the ovaries that it was very sensitive. So I have a 17 millimeter, two 16 millimeters, and then I have some smaller ones. So I think I have like a 15, and then the rest are like smaller ones that probably won't catch up to be mature. So based on his plan, he so on the ultrasound he noticed that there was free floating fluid behind my uterus. And so I asked him if that could possibly be from the corpus luteum that was left over from last month's ovulation. And he said no, because it was still there in the ultrasound. And so he said that he wanted them to check my progesterone levels as well to make sure that I hadn't ovulated. And so he proceeded to say that the plan was to take my trigger shot on Saturday. Today's Friday, so to take it on Saturday, because those eggs should have had more than enough time to catch up with growth. So to take the trigger shot on Saturday, start my progesterone oil on Tuesday or Wednesday, my choice, and then so my question was, okay, well, what could cause the free floating fluid? What could cause the fluid behind the uterus? And he says typically they see that when you ovulate. Okay, well, if I've ovulated, then that means the cycle is not going to proceed, from my understanding, because then we would have missed the mark to do it his way. And so he stated to go get blood work. So she drew blood, she tested again for estradiol, and she checked for progesterone. And so when she drew the blood, I asked her, would I get a call today, because he wants me to trigger on Saturday, but if I've already ovulated, then we're not triggering. And so she said that she'll make a list, she'll make a note on my lab work to have them call me, to have them call him when the lab results came back in, because it takes 6 hours from when they get to the location and they start running the test for the progesterone levels to come back. Okay, cool. But I just want to make sure that I'm going to be called before I go and give myself a trigger shot and I've already ovulated, even though I haven't had any natural signs of ovulation. So I don't think I've ovulated, from my understanding, because I haven't had any signs that I typically have when I'm ovulating. So I'm excited because I have three mature follicles, and even the 15 could probably catch up and be 16 or 17. So it could technically be a fourth follicle, which is double what I had last time. However, the free floating fluid is kind of like a little concerning for me. And then the not knowing if I ovulated is kind of a concern to me as well. But he's a doctor. I'm gonna, do my own research. I'm gonna wait for the lab results. I may even take an ovulation test at home when I get home, just to kind of see if I'm testing positive for ovulation. I know that with my daughter, I had the signs of ovulation, but I don't have those signs. Like I had like the cervical mucus that you're supposed to have when you ovulate, and I had the pains and stuff like that, but I don't have those symptoms now, so I don't really feel like I'm ovulating. But I'm not sure. So yeah, it's like I'm excited, but then I'm still confused. I'm confused at the same time. So, and then I work Saturday and I work Sunday and Monday. So it's like I would have to figure out how all that's going to work out with like timing, because we're not doing IUI, we're doing timed intercourse. So we'll have to figure out how to time that with me working, and I work night shift. So anyway, so that's where we're at. So I will, when I get an update, I guess I'll let you guys know. But until then, the plan is to trigger tomorrow from between 6 and 8. And then I would take a pregnancy test the following 16 days from that trigger date. So that would be a Monday. And I happen to be off that Monday too. So, all right, we'll see. Talk to you guys later. All right, so it's trigger time. So I have my little sterile fluid, and then I have the medicine, which is 10,000 units Pregnil. So for this, I'm just drawing up 1 cc of the fluid, dissolving all of the medicine in that 1 cc, and then injecting it in my bottom. It is an intramuscular shot, so it is a longer needle. Not thick needle, but it is longer. I did not get my drawing needle, so I'm trying to be careful with making sure I don't bend my needle. So I'm just dissolving this all in 1 cc. Pretty simple, just like last time. I'm doing it at 3:30 because they want you to ideally try to time intercourse around 24 hours and 36 hours afterwards. I work the next few days, so this is going to be able to help us be able to time it better before and after shifts. Might be TMI, but it's part of the process, so trying to be transparent with you all, as transparent as I can be. Okay. Okay. And I got everything out. All right, so I'm going to inject it. Obviously, I'm not pulling the camera down because, yeah, not showing my butt. But just goes like right in that muscle. Just kind of letting it dry for a minute. Poor little butt is never gonna be the same. All these shots. Really. 1, 2, and 3.
No, you don't eat. You're not gonna eat none. Put the top back on there. You won't. You gonna get it in the way. Put the top on there. With your mama say okay, that's fine. Put
All right,
that top
and
back
it
on
is.
now.
It's done. All right, and that's it. We are triggered. 16 days from now, I will be able to test to see if this process worked. All right.